Hi, this is Lorraine Watry, and this is part 4 of my watercolor demo of my water lily painting. In the beginning of this video, I am removing some masking using a rubber mask pickup tool. You can find it in stores where the masking is sold. And you can use your fingers, but it just makes it a little bit easier and quicker. And then I'm also cleaning up those edges. I'm looking for places where it's a little rough, maybe doesn't look like it looks a little harsh, I guess, is a way to explain it. It's not natural looking. And then I am starting to paint in some of those areas where I've removed the masking. And colors probably that are in the manganese to cobalt blue range in that area right there. Okay, now I am starting to put in some of the darker areas of water around the water lilies themselves. And the tops of the water lilies and the stems have been saved with masking, and so then that gives me the opportunity to paint around them and not have to worry about their edges and keeping them clean while I'm working with a bigger edge area of color. And you can see that I'm continuing to look for changes of value or color in the water so that it adds interest and looks like something might be under the water or reflecting into the water in those areas. So now I'm continuing to work in the background dark water, and when I work in these kinds of areas, I pull out colors onto my palette that I think I might use, and I'll have them in the center mixing area ready to either mix together or use straight, but that allows me the opportunity to just reach over and pull up the colors and not have to worry about mixing my well color together or not being able to get what I need right away. So I may have 4 or 5 colors available ready to mix sitting in the center. And I'm using some darker colors, probably ultramarine blue, mixes with olive green or quinacridone magenta, quinacridone gold in different mixes. Here's the painting as you can see it so far. Now I've switched over to the blues of the water again, and I'm looking for places that just start filling in kind of the puzzle-like areas, and that allows me to see my center of interest, the water lilies, the water lily pad. So I'm still continuing to work on that background water just to kind of get all of those colors and shapes in. Continuing to look for changes in value, lights to darks. And it does look like I'm painting fast here, but probably the overall painting will take me anywhere from 25 to 30 hours to complete it. A lot of times I will take my painting when I'm not working on it, and I will stand it across the room from me if I'm doing something else, and use that time to kind of look at the image, see if my values are working, see if I need to change color anywhere, or just kind of how the overall thing is looking. You get focused on a smaller part of the painting while you're working, and sometimes you don't look at the overall image. So it's a really good idea to step back from your painting and take a few minutes either while you're painting or while you're doing other things and really look at the image. The other really good thing to do is to turn your painting upside down or look at it in a mirror so that you see the painting differently and you're looking more at the colors and the values when you do things like that. Continuing to work with the dark water areas, having some soft focus areas and some that are harder edged. A little more olive green in those areas. but I'm also continuing to mix in other colors here and there so that it has sort of a soft focus water feel. You can see some of the more blurred edges up above where those colors have mixed together and created a softer edge. Added some water there, and then I'm putting the color in on top of it. There's the overall image so far. And this is a close-up of around the water lilies. You can see the darks and starting to see the water lily pieces a little better. And just the overall image again, so you can get an idea of where I'm at. I'm back in that lower right corner, and I am using my big brush to put water on the area that I'll be painting next, because there's a lot of soft focus water in this corner, and so I wanted to have the colors fade and soften into each other as I'm working. So once again, I have lots of colors already out on my palette, ready to go, and I can just pick from what I want. I added some water there because I noticed that the paper was starting to dry just a little bit, or wasn't wet enough as I was working. It's a really good idea when you're working in a soft focus area like this, if you can put those colors in the first time and not paint back into it. So you want to really get a good read on your values and make sure you're getting them the right darkness or lightness. Then you'll have a fresher feel to that area if you can put it in one passage and not come back in and work over it. You always can come back in. You can let the area dry completely and then re-wet and work back over it, but sometimes you get it's not as fresh as original. So I'm just kind of finishing up here with pulling off some masking, and if you'll continue to follow along, I will post the next video soon. Thank you.